So, according to research, being happy makes you more physically healthier, more mentally healthier, and it can make you seem more physically attractive in the eyes of other people. There are a lot of ways to be happy, things like getting in a new relationship, or maybe some new experiences like skydiving. But is there a way to be happy all the time without changing anything? There is a research paper called A Wandering Mind is an Unhappy Mind. And let me break it down to you. So, in the research, researchers take a bunch of people and ask them to install an application on their phone. Throughout their whole day, the app will randomly prompt some notifications and ask them three questions. The first question was, how are you feeling right now on a scale of 0 to 100? 0 means extremely unhappy, 100 means extremely happy. The second question was, what are you doing right now? And the third question was, are you thinking about something other than what you are currently doing? So, after getting all this data, the researchers analyzed them and they find out some interesting things. So, the top four most fun activities were first, making love. Second, which was quite far away from first, was exercising. Third was talking, having a conversation. And fourth was playing some sort of sports, I guess. If you are smart enough, you will see a pattern here. And the pattern is all of these activities require attention. They require focus. If you are exercising and not paying attention, you can get injured. So, for all of these activities, you're supposed to pay attention. And if you look at the top four least fun activities, they were first of all, resting or sleeping. Second, working. Third, home computer. And I'm not completely sure what home computer means, but it is a pretty old research paper from 2010. And at that time, Instagram and YouTube were not very popular. Gaming was also not there. On the name of gaming, there were some pretty boring games. So I'm assuming that in 2010, the people who were using that big fat computer, they had nothing better to do. They were already quite bored. So they were just surfing some random websites on the internet. And the fourth thing was commuting or traveling. So here again, in all of the activities, you're not supposed to pay attention to anything. Working is the only exception, but when working, most of the people are quite bored, so they are not paying attention and thinking of something else. But this was not the main finding of the research. The main finding comes from question number 3, and this was the main finding of the research. People who were focused on their work and people who were distracted but thinking about something pleasant, they were pretty happy. People who were distracted and thinking about something normal, they were kind of unhappy. And the people who were distracted and thinking about something negative, they were extremely unhappy. Now you might ask, how the fuck does this work? So it all comes down to the concept of time. When you're completely focused on something, you are not thinking about the past. When thinking about the past, your brain's survival mechanism makes you think of negative stuff more. So you remember some arguments you had with someone and how you could have fought better in those arguments. You remember someone saying something bad about you that made you feel kind of insecure. So when you are happy, you are enjoying something and you remember this stuff, it is going to spoil your mood. And it is very difficult for you to not think about that thing. That thing will keep coming back again and again, and you will just keep thinking about it more and more. So when focusing, you are not thinking about the past, some bad things about the past. You are also not thinking about the future. You might have certain goals right now, things like getting good marks in your exams or earning a lot of money, but there is a thing called as hedonic treadmill. Basically, you are never going to be satisfied by your goals. When you achieve them, you will want more. When you are in school, you want good marks in your exam. You grow up, you go to high school or junior college, depending on the education system, and you want good marks in your entrance exams. You grow up, you go to some good college, and now you want to go to a good company. You go into a good company, and now you want to start a business. You start a business, and now you want more money, more power, more employees, and nothing you do is going to satisfy you. So you are enjoying something, and suddenly you remember your goals, and that again spoils your mood. So when focusing on something completely, you're not thinking about the past, you're not thinking about the future, and most important of all, your perception of time changes. So when doing something boring, a few seconds feel like a few hours. When doing something fun like playing a game, a few hours can feel like a few minutes. But when focusing on something completely, even if that thing is boring, time will go by very quickly. Exams are the perfect example of this. Writing something on a piece of paper for a few hours, it is supposed to be boring. But when writing this exam, you are completely focused on this piece of paper. You are not thinking about anything else. It is only you and this paper. And because of this, during exams, time goes by very, very fast, very quickly. And generally, time moving very fast is an indication that you are having fun. Exams are an exception because in case of exams, You are supposed to study for the whole year, which is quite stressful, and your brain thinks that your life depends on this exam, which again makes it even more stressful. But if you remove those two elements, the act of focusing itself, it is supposed to be fun. Now you understand this thing theoretically, but how are you supposed to apply this thing? So let me tell you a story from the time when I had an almost perfect mental health. It was at the start of my college life, which was like a new experience for me, because by this point I was completely focused on studying. I never thought of improving my looks. I never thought of improving my personality. The only things I did were watching anime, playing some games, and studying. But when my college life started, I started focusing on my looks. I would wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, and make sure that my teeth are completely clean. I would take a bath and make sure that the soap touches every single inch of my body. I would have breakfast and make sure that I am eating enough food to gain some weight. I was trying to gain some weight at the time. So I would make sure that I had enough food and leave the house. I would take the bus to the college, and sometimes I would look outside and do nothing. And sometimes I would read a book. After entering the college, it was showtime. I was improving my looks because I wanted to look good in the college. So when I'm in the college, I would talk to a lot of people, some new people, some old people. I was trying to improve my communication skills, my personality. So I would pay complete attention to all the conversations I was having in the college. After that, sometimes I would go out with my friends, and after that, I would come home. After coming home, I would exercise and make sure that my form was perfect. I was exercising properly. There was some boring parts of the day, but almost my entire day went like this, where I was completely focused on the work I was doing. Even for something as simple as brushing my teeth, I was completely focused and making sure I'm doing that thing properly. And because of this, my mental health was almost perfect at the time. Because of this extreme attention to details, my performance in everything was going up. My looks, my communication skills, my personality, my physical health, my mental health, everything was improving very quickly at the same time. So, that is the first practical thing that you can do, paying conscious attention to everything that you're doing. The second thing is trying different forms of meditation. But before going to that, I do coaching calls on how to improve your personality, how to become a better, healthier human being. So, if you want to book a one-to-one call with me, you can check the description. So, the first form of meditation I recommend is mindlessness, which is the opposite of mindfulness. So, mindfulness is a typical form of meditation where you focus on your breath or something. Mindlessness is the opposite of that. So, in your room, go to some quiet place, close your eyes, be comfortable, and let your brain go wherever it wants to go. Don't try to force yourself to think about something, but if thoughts come automatically, don't stop them. You might be hearing a lot of things, feeling a lot of things, you might be having a lot of thoughts. Let them come, but don't judge them. Also, make sure not to set some timer. If you want to do it for 2 minutes, do it for 2 minutes. If you want to do it for 2 hours, do it for 2 hours. When I tried doing this, I got some random flashes of memories from my childhood. Some wholesome, nice memories. The next thing you can try is extroception, paying attention to the things around you. So I live in India, and as a kid, it was very weird to me that foreigners come to my country, they see something completely normal and think that, oh my god, this is mind blowing. So a few months ago, I tried this exercise where I tried to pretend as if I'm a foreigner in my own country. And I wasn't expecting a lot of things, but it was a very nice experience. There is a street where I go through almost every single day, and normally I am in my own head. But this time I was walking slowly and I was paying attention to everything around me. I noticed the plants, the people, the animals. I noticed some shops, some cafes that were always there, but I never knew they were there because I was not paying attention to them. I was able to notice a whole freaking mountain in between buildings. That mountain was always there, but I was finding out about that now. So, yeah, that is the second thing, extroception. Whenever you go out, start walking slowly and notice all the things around you. The people, the plants, the animals, cats, and dogs, notice everything. Now, you might have certain desires right now, desire of people, of money, of fame. If you want to know how to stop desiring these things, check out this video. Check the link in the description if you want me to help you one to one. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.